everybody, and welcome back to part 3. As we all know that we've all been watching the movie Hired to Kill, and we've been watching it in one of them homemade cinema places, you know, where some dodgy geezer we've met, right? He's got one of them cinema kits, right? And he's got it placed in his garden shed, but I don't want people to know because he charges people and he don't want the tax people to turn up on his doorstep, right? So he's been charging me and my associates to watch movies, and obviously I've been nice and I've paid for Captain Gorgeous, right? Because he's not allowed to see these overrated 18 rated movies, actually, because his mum won't be happy about it. He's not even allowed to see 15. He has to watch like PG movies with his mum's guidance, and then he might be allowed to watch him. But yeah, that's how Buddy is. Yeah, Captain Gorgeous, he's in his 50s and he still ain't allowed to watch movies without his mum. So we've managed to smuggle him in to see one of these movies. Yeah, Hired to Kill, and we're nearly getting to the end of the movie. So without no messing about and all that lot, I mean, obviously, as normal cinemas have popcorn and stuff and that, and they have all that fancy technology and stuff, but this is just a simple basic cinema. So obviously we're watching the movie with a private showing, so you won't get other people's heads in the way, just ours, alright? So yeah,
so finally they're on their mission.
Yeah, this is where we left it, isn't it? And so, welcome to part 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had the build-up of, they were on their merry way to start their mission. So, yeah, we're gonna finally see what happens.
So, as you all remember, at the actual, tarot card reader or fortune teller or whatever, the professional people that tell you future, mentions at their place about the plan about this convoy, and it was about 30 or 40 men.
So that's a good wagon, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you see a wheelie jeep there. So yeah, it was a low budget movie. I think these like museum bits they're driving about and all that lot.
Yeah, you can notice these guys got their sleeping bags, haven't they?
Well, yeah, they have that Fiesta, don't they?
So is this that old man, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So there they are. They must be ready for going to bed. And they're gonna get this guy into some form of prison cell. So yeah, they're on their merry way to get to sleep.
What's happening now?
Well, Oliver Reed, right, is just signing some paperwork and all that lot, as we go back to Thomas, where he's talking to some maybe associates or businessmen, and his believing goes up, and this is where that bloke gets worried.
What's wrong?
What is that?
Well, maybe because Thomas is sort of double-crossing our hero, Brian there, because he's sending a message to, Oliver.
What?
Yeah. He's sending a fax to Oliver, and he receives this information about, that Mr. Fessel Fulton is not who he is. So Oliver has got wind of it, and he's going to get his full military backup.
Well, what's that gonna be?
Get my helicopter to me.
So it's building up now, isn't it?
Yeah, it gets a bit strange now when they scoping this area out, right? Because you remember guy Lewis, yeah? Well, he calls Ryan a tart. You what?
This is where we are going, Frank. Name's Ryan. No problem. He's a tart.
No, he didn't call him a tart. He got his name wrong, yes, but he can't grasp that saying what they all say, piece of cake. It was meant to be funny. Oh, right, okay. I thought he was actually calling Ryan a tart or something. No, it's trying to have some bad humour, so, I did say at the beginning of the movie when he shot the phone, I thought, is it a comedy? And I think that's what it is, really, isn't it? I mean, it is a bit bizarre and a bit daft, though. Right, so, it's getting into the main action there, so, Oliver's coming with reinforcements with his helicopter and all that lot. Not much of reinforcements, there's not many people could fit in a helicopter, is there? Well, not really, but, I mean, they've got to take on these 30 or 40 people, even they're all going to be asleep. But they've got to sneak in, haven't they, through this grate and all this lot. Right, so, and they noticed that it's been padlocked, but, Ryan's got some bolt croppers and he starts chopping up the, whatever you want to call it, the metal bars, and he's bending them because he's strong, because we've seen these muscles and that, but we don't literally see him cutting a padlock because maybe, it's a different type of steel or something and he can't cut it in that position. Right, maybe they couldn't afford a chopper padlock because it was a low budget movie, wasn't it? Well, yeah, a good possibility, yeah. So they're all sneaking in, as you can gather, as you're watching.
Well, yeah, you're just going to call commentary about what's happening in the movie, are you now? When we can watch it ourselves.
Yeah, but, you might need some help.
More like you need help, because you asked us what, you need help with.
Well, yeah, I do actually. There's a bit of a strange complicated bit in this, right? I don't literally understand. Right, is it like a big plot twist or something? Well, it could be, but I never really understand it. Right, okay. So, as you can go gather, they're all sneaking about, trying to get into this place and all that. Look, obviously, you remember the conversation they had back in the tarot card reader, or, fortune teller? Yeah, well, about specific weapons they needed to get. Right, well, we'll find out.
You guys need to do some shopping. There's a couple slingshots and a few more serious pieces.
Yes, sir.
We've already seen the slingshots, but what about these serious pieces they're on about?
Well, you're going to find out, aren't you?
So it's a good job that Ryan had them all getting separated then, isn't it? So they all can do like individual jobs, can't they?
Yeah, that's what he told them to do, isn't it? As long as they don't get, ruin the mission.
Lewis, where are your building? Scan. City, take out the flowers. Dad, you and Katrina take care of the sentries. Be silent, be quick. No wake-up calls.
Bit convenient they sleep during the day, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was because it's a lot cheaper to film during the daytime instead of trying to film at night time and light up night shots.
Alright, so you had to be so specific about movie history and stuff. I'm not into that, Mr. Captain Know-It-All.
Alright, thank you. It's getting interesting, this bit. You know that these helicopters have radios, and they've got a radio operator what's not gone to bed. He's wide awake, and he hears their radio messages and all that lot, but somehow they can't communicate with each other. And you remember the demolition expert, Civvy, right? She is the one what is the major assassin in all this as well.
Right.
I mean, that she strangles the guy, and they say something sarcastic.
Sorry, love. Wrong number.
Yeah, that seems to backfire on Oliver Reed's character, doesn't it? Insisting that people have fiestas during the day. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because he's thinking they're all asleep, don't he?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, it gets him more interesting. At least there's some guards awake, isn't there?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's going to be worse for them when the actual reinforcements turn up and all that lot. I mean, they're going to have a entire army to fight, aren't they?
Well, yeah, I know we're used to Oliver. You mean in movies that he's had like big armies and all that lot working for him, like that Disney movie, Condor Man. He had an army of black Porsches and boats and all that lot.
Is that movie with a car going into the ocean and it turns into a hovercraft?
That's right, Captain Gorgeous. Yeah, you're right there. But we're talking about movies like The Lion and the Desert, right? Based on true story and all that lot. I mean, they had like official massive army of extras and stunt performers and all that lot, making the movie really big and expensive, because it was. But don't forget, our director explains it's a low budget movie. Even he's got most of the people from the best. So I mean, it's just let the director explain, like the special effects, what's going to happen in the movie. We all know it's all going to kick off like we saw in the trailer, with all these explosions and that.
For the stunts and pyros, we had best that money could get us from Hollywood. Especially for the explosions, which is the director's dream. And we want them big, and we want them safe, and we want them spectacular. We got a nice guy called Joe Viscosil. Joe recently left this world with a bang. He was the man responsible for all the pyrotechnics in movies like Independence Day, and you name it, he's done it.
So all this was done by one director then?
Well, now I think that there was another young man involved, ambitious and all that lot, who was getting all the action, set up and that, but he was unexperienced with action movies and that. But we all know it's going to be building up with a lot of action, so yeah.
Peter Rader, who directed Hire to Kill with me, is one of my favorite protégés, even before he became a director. He had come to me with a script and a promo reel by him and his DP friend. And I decided to give him a break, so I gave him his first break. He directed beautifully Grandmother's House, so it's only natural that I picked him to direct Hire to Kill. In the first couple of weeks of the movie, I found that Peter was too young and too inexperienced to carry the load of a huge production with stunts and bullets and explosives and so many actors on the set. And I said to him, would you mind if I stepped in and I took over some of the scenes that I don't think you can handle nicely, so that will probably ease your tension and your nightmares at night. Peter, being a wonderful kid as he was, said, by all means, I'd love to co-direct with you. And we continued the movie that way.
So he's actually praising quite a lot of people what worked on this movie, isn't he? Well, yeah, because it's all going to be the big action scene now, right? So he even appreciates the Steadicam person as well. Wow, he's really appreciating all the stuff, isn't he? Well, yeah, because there was great tragedy later on, but, you know...
Behind the camera, we had, in addition to my favorite Greek DP of all times, Andreas Bellis, we had a young Steadicam operator, Tas or Anastas Michos. He was excellent in moving the camera and tireless with his Steadicam. And now he is one of the top directors of cinematography in the United States and all over the world. What can I say? We have an eye for talent, and that most of the times pays off.
Yeah, he's really praising, but there is tragedy what happens in this movie. There is something serious happened that one of the stunt guys, well, the director will explain that, you know, it's very horrifically sad. So, yeah. Well, what happened?
The truth of the matter is that in every movie there is love stories and there is dramas. You like people, you hate people, you love people, you don't care about people. But nothing in the happy company of actors and crew, Greeks and Americans alike, on the island of Corfu, could probably foretell us the tragedy that was about to strike our movie. And it was a tragedy. It was painful, it was deadly, and it really killed our decision and desire to complete the movie. We were professionals and we did, but it was with a cold heart. As I always do in every movie that I make, to be able to accommodate in smaller budgets the best of the business, in that movie I tried to accommodate Michael Stringer, who was my production designer in The Greek Tycoon, and for the aerial stunts I brought a helicopter from England, all painted black, and the best pilot in the entire world, Mark Wolf, a guy who had done Indiana Jones, James Bond, Spielberg movies, a guy that had flown thousands of hours solo flight, a Vietnam veteran, the best in the business. We were almost done with the aerial stunts, and we had done a lot of great footage. The last scene was Mark Wolf overflying the helicopter, not in a stunt mood, just a simple bypass in front of the cameras. And the stuntman was standing on the skids of the helicopter. Mark was trying to give me the best, although I had told him that was almost a throwaway shot. So we did it once, we did it twice, we did it 3 times. I was on the radio and I said, okay Mark, land, we're fine. Mark said, alright, but I'll give you one more take as I'm going to land for lunch. And on the last bypass in front of the cameras, for a reason which is still, to this date, unknown, technically, emotionally, and logically unknown, the helicopter was pushed us by a gigantic hand and crushed between a rock and trees. Stuntmen that were experienced sensed the danger in the last 10 seconds and jumped in the helicopter from the skids. One guy, our youngest, was still on the skids when the helicopter crashed, and he died on the spot. This is when tragedy struck the set of Hard to Kill.
So we're not on that part of the movie just yet, but we all know that the helicopter's on its way, and don't get your hopes up too much, as we said about the reinforcements, that there's only one helicopter. Obviously we got, you know, know that sadly that yes, a stuntman was killed by a helicopter what crashed in this movie.
We grieved, we drowned our sorrow, we regrouped, we brought another helicopter from England, we painted it black, and I was the first to go on board with Mark to show everybody that a tragic incident like this can never be repeated. But there was a near tragedy in this story. One day before what happened, one day on the set, I had the brilliant idea to put my son-in-law and his son, my grandson, who was 1 year old, on Mark's chopper for a ride. When the accident happened, I'm thinking back, I couldn't sleep for a couple of days, couple of nights. I couldn't work and I couldn't think anything else but what would have happened in my life if the tragic event occurred one day before. We regrouped, we did the last aerials, and Mark left for London. To this date, I don't hold him responsible for the tragic event or for the death of our stuntman. It's something that could have happened to any pilot, let alone the best pilot in the world, who is still, by the way, doing the James Bond movies.
That was interesting about that helicopter crash and poor unfortunate stuntman getting killed, but I haven't seen the helicopter just come into the scene yet.
Well, no, I mean, it's still going to take a bit for them to get into this fortress. I mean, there's a couple of guards still awake and they have to assassinate them silently.
That's what Scott the other.
Piece of cake.
Lewis, is it?
Well, they've still got other surprises, like Ryan has to separate all his team and look out for certain dodgy items like booby traps and all that lot.
Right.
Katrina with Dahlia. Joanna and Daphne. Lewis with Anna. I'll take the second floor. Watch for booby traps. Don't get triggered happy.
Now, the scene for them breaking in actually takes quite a long time, so it's a big long build-up. So we're best listening to the directors telling us some more about the actors he's impressed with.
My idea of choosing classic status actors, or three male parts, all of them very characteristic in the movie, was more than rewarded by the presence of Jose Ferrer and George Kennedy. Those two gentlemen were magnificent to work with. Not the first time I worked with George, not the first time I worked with Jose. I met him for the first time when I did Red Tide or Blood Tide in Monemvasia many years before that. And I love the guy. Talking about Jose Ferrer, there is an incident that shows clearly demonstrates what a classic professional actor gentleman can do if he's in a bind, if he's in a difficult position for which you have no liability. So Jose has 2 days of shoot and he arrives on the set and we have him in a dungeon as a prisoner, and he has to deliver a 7-page monologue. Very long, very difficult monologue. So I suggest that we rehearse it once and then we can shoot it, because it's going to be a continuous shot, no cutaways, just a tracking shot from a wide to an extreme close-up of the man. So Jose looks at me and says, "No problem, Nico." I said, "Fine, let me hear it and let me timing it." And after 1 page of the monologue, Jose stops. I say, "Come on, let's go, let's carry on." And he says, "That's all I got." So what do you mean that's all you got? He says, "That's all my agent sent me." I said, "It's 7 pages and you only have 1. You mean to tell me that your agent didn't send you the whole script or the whole part?" He says, "No." and I'm in desperation. It's like any director and producer would be desperate, because I can see us keeping Jose for another day, and that would probably mean more money in our budget. But Jose says, give me the script and give me 10 minutes. I say, sure. We give him the script. 10 minutes later, he comes out of the room, says, okay, we're ready to shoot. So, Jose, are you sure? Don't you want to rehearse it? He says, no, Nico, let's shoot it. We roll camera, and we start the dolly moving. He starts his monologue, and he delivers 7 pages of the monologue without erring in one single comma. The man was the personification of professionalism.
So that was interesting though, wasn't it? He does like his actors, doesn't he? What about Oliver?
Well, he can't really say much things about Oliver, maybe because there's a lot of scandal and all that lot with Oliver, because he, you know, whatever he did, you know, in these interviews and stuff and all that lot. But one things what stood out, what got the media attention is, well, you know, he does mention about how he treated his wife, and yeah, it's a very strange subject that tabloids like to rub in and all that lot.
Right, so what was wrong?
Well, best listen to the director and other reasons.
I wish that my memories from Oliver Reed could be as nice, but they're extreme opposites. Oliver was getting drunk throughout the movie. Reports from the hotel said that he was having 2 bottles of champagne for breakfast. He would come to the set totally drunk or totally sober.
You'd be wondering if he had a fry-up with that champagne, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but, you know, I told you, the director wasn't happy about the guy.
When he was drunk, he was a tyrant. He would be hostile to everyone. He gave me a head bash outside the hotel one day with what excuse? That I gave him too many free days to go around and look at Corfu. And that he hated me for. When he was sober, he was nice, he was an excellent actor, he was a gentleman to everyone. But that was very rare. He usually abused people more than anybody else. He abused his poor wife, and he did atrocious things too. He would just splash wine on her face in public in a restaurant, and then he would probably fall on the floor, drop on the floor, and pretend that he's dead.
Obviously, that did happen in real life. He did die in front of his wife.
He was a nasty little practical joker then, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, he had his nasty side, obviously. Yeah, the tabloids and the media just made a big deal, especially how he met his wife.
Well, how's that happen?
Well, just listen to this.
Ollie and a friend of his decided they both got divorced rather recently. And they both said, right, what we're going to do is we're going to find a young girl. This is terrible, really. And train her up.
Josephine, I first heard of by Oliver phoning me up here, saying, Steve, I've found the woman I'm going to marry. What are you talking about? This young girl. I've seen her on the school bus. What? On the school bus? Well, yes. She's beautiful, and she comes into the pub with her mother, and her mother's charming, Anne, and I'm going to marry this girl, Steve.
So it wasn't even a older lady dressing up like a schoolgirl outfit, were it? Because some men are into all that, aren't they?
Well, yeah, some men are. I mean, yeah, like my mum is, well, my dad, but, yeah, don't want to mention that, but, yeah, but,
Yeah, the thing is though, she was a schoolgirl, she was 16, and he did marry her when she was 21, so, you know, so he married her at a very full content, and how the relationship, you know, how the early days, I don't know, I mean, you can read old papers back, you know how dodgy they are and all that lot, with scandal and all that lot. I mean, Oliver didn't care about scandal and all that lot, he just got on with like boozing and stuff, and obviously upsetting directors, like, you know, because you know, you're throwing wine in his face and stuff. You know, we are getting distracted because you know, the movie's still going. Well, yeah, but, you know, it's quite interesting, wasn't it?
And the worst thing that happened is one day we had one of the final scenes of the movie, and we had a helicopter overflying, 3 cameras, 2 high speed and 1 regular, shooting him ready to drop his gun and surrender to the rebels. A scene that finally we shot and we put in the editing. And what he did when I called action and the choppers are hovering down and the cameras were going crazy in high speed, what he did is that he zipped his pants down, he took his genitals out of his pants, and he started peeing. I wish I had that clip.
What the hell? He started peeing in front of the cameras and all that lot.
Yeah, that is Oliver for you.
He did that? Isn't a dirty scruff.
Yeah.
I mean, Oliver, but the director wanted to keep the clip. Is that on a deleted scene or something?
Alright, weren't you watching it?
Leading out and missing out at film talking about Oliver Reed.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, not as that sorry, are you? You've been missing most of action, haven't you?
Well, what's been happening, Captain Know-It-All?
Well, if Brian was playing the part of Rambo, he'd be no good.
Who's Rambo?
Oh, right. Well, he's a guy who has a great big machine gun. In this film, he walks around with a little gun, and then he's got a big machine gun, and then he breaks his big machine gun. So be good, no good as playing Rambo, this guy, at all.
He's not in the building. Maybe there is no brother.
He's here. I know it.
In 1 minute, you're gonna have a shitload of pissed off soldiers on your ass. You up for that?
Yes.
Oh no, the reinforcements are coming. Be a massive army, won't there?
Well, technically, I've seen the movie, so as you know, and you won't really, you'd be laughing at the reinforcements they bring. I mean, it's only a lot of few guys, but they might be angry.
So, what's happening now?
Well, obviously they can't find that guy, but then that maybe he might be hiding somewhere where it's hardly guarded by one guy what's wide awake, keeping him pinned down.
Alright, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're going to be quite surprised where they got this guy hidden.
Alright.
Well, don't be spoiling it. I'm not trying to spoil it. I mean, but it's really good how they've hidden his like his little prison cell and all that lot. It's quite genius.
Keep an eye on the alley. Go back with the girls. That's an order. And move.
I mean, it's going to get tense where you're going to hear that nursery rhyme, and as you all remember that Ryan hadn't got no clue where all these hidden rooms are, and Lewis is meant to know, but you know, somehow.
What else will they keep in? There are some hidden rooms. I think I can find them.
This little piggy went to market.
So if they can't find that guy, how did they know where to put all these explosives then? Well, lucky enough they don't blow him up.
Oh, now he's bought it.
This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy and Todd Higgins went to hell.
I didn't know that nursery rhyme ended with the pigs going to hell.
Now it's trying to be funny. Anyhow, Ryan actually finds the hidden door. So that was good hiding place, hiding it behind some weeds, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, not bad.
Well, it gets a bit complicated now. It's, you know, the title of the movie is called Hired to Kill. Well, we're going to find out why Ryan is being hired for. He has been hired to kill.
Hell of a lot of effort for just one guy, isn't it? There is one additional matter. A degree of concern has been raised by my clients as to Raleigh's ability to lead a revolution after his long imprisonment. If such were the case, it wouldn't serve our purpose. What do you say? We'd like him eliminated.
So the title of the movie gives the plot away then, doesn't it? Yeah, you can say that, it definitely does. Now the big tense moment's gonna happen now. Well, what's gonna happen? Well, you're gonna see what he's gonna do.
It's better for their revolution.
So what's gonna happen now? Is he gonna kill him?
Yes, he is.
Why?
Well, if you think about it, it's the plot of the movie. Like Captain Know-It-All said, the title gives it away. Ryan is out there to kill that old man, and that's what Thomas wanted him to do. And after all that hard work, when he kills him, he can afford to buy some doors for his bleeding yacht.
Don't start all that all over again.
Well, not really.
Petros Morales. The underground sent you? I don't work for them. Name's Ryan. There you go.
So you remember the director saying that this actor had us read 7 pages of this, and he remembered all the entire lot?
That is impressive.
And you to be my liberator, Mr. Ryan? Something like that.
So it's quite impressive this, isn't it? So it was all done in one take then, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right, that's what the director said, and he managed to remember it in 10 minutes.
So, the choice has been made for me. My freedom or my death. Perhaps a revolution does need a martyr. My people remember me as I was 15 years ago, Mr. Ryan. This will spare them any disappointment.
Yeah, but have you noticed one thing though? What? Right, he keeps looking at his left now and again, like, has he got his script at the side of him and all that lot? Maybe, you know, just to help him get through that line. Well, you can't blame him, it's a low budget movie, innit? What's that got to do?
I'm sorry. We are both soldiers, Mr. Ryan. We have our duties. Do yours.
I can't do with the expense of this.
I mean, don't forget he's doing this for some doors for his yacht.
Oh God, yeah, when do you have to mention that again? Oh, now I've got his doors in my head.
I mean, never mind, but yeah, this is tense. Is he gonna actually kill him? Because he has been paid to kill the guy, hasn't he? Well, yeah.
The life of the revolution seems uneven trade.
Oh no, he shot him.
Yeah, but now he can have some doors for his yacht now.
It's better for their revolution. It's better.
He's still alive.
Well, obviously, I mean, Brian is actually contemplating, thinking, are doors worth it on a yacht, or I'm better sticking with curtains for him instead?
So Anna was behind him all the time with a gun on his back then.
Well, I don't know how long she was. Anyhow, we've got to worry about Daphne, because she's waiting outside the entrance, waiting for him. Right, I think Ryan got the idea, you know, because having curtains in his yacht, might have thought, yeah, I've seen them weeds, they act like a curtain, maybe if I go and pull them, maybe there's a door behind her, and that's how we find that mysterious door.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, there's somebody out there waiting to assassinate him.
This is Miss Wells.
I keep an eye on Dahlia.
So this is the bit what I got confused at and a bit baffled about the movie. I mean, yeah, we've been part 1 and part 2. We've been watching little slight glimpses of about this character Daphne. Now, this is one of the biggest ones of the suspicions of her, because she goes out in the hotel and she's making a phone call by using a private line and all that lot. And then we get our mysterious mute girl, what seems to have the ability of lip reading. And then later on, she sort of like writes a note to the other character next to her, you know, the one what's been blackmailed, and it seems like that she's written a message, what she said.
Drop it!
It seems quite simple what's going on. Yeah, but this is the bit where I got confused at.
What do you mean you got confused?
Well, it's what happens. I mean, yeah, I can understand what she explains about it.
Amazing recruit guys, huh, kid? What, Thomas sent you here to take Ryan and us out just to spare himself some small change? He ruined your life. Now you want to save his? He's a hired hand, and I never bite the hand that feeds him.
So how did you get confused on this bit?
Well, Oliver Reed's helicopter turns up with Oliver reading, right? And Daphne doesn't like male chauvinist men.
Right.
Well, this is the bit where I don't understand why.
Nothing is perfect when women are involved.
It's probably the worst chauvinistic dribble I've ever heard.
Well, she doesn't like male chauvinists, right? And obviously she's been trained to kill Oliver Reed. So this is the bit I don't get.
So much for women's lib. Who's the leader that tried to... Do they have a women's movement at the beginning? We're not always. But the women in England are quite good. They're always in the kitchen, so you can't hear them when they shout. You think that's what they should do? I think that most women are very happy. I really think that most women are happy in the kitchen, not because they like... men make the best chefs. Would you ever go to a hotel and find the chef is a woman, madam? I think Shakespeare wasn't a bird, madam. And neither's Johnny. I think if they paid women in the kitchen as much as they pay chefs, I think that I'd love to be in the kitchen. I've had a lot of remarks made about me being a misogynist and being a chauvinist pig and being whatever it is, but in actual fact, Yeah, but it's very sweet. I mean, the women's liberationists, if they thought about that. Right, woman. Women's liberationists. Forget the chauvinist pig bit. And so we got interrupted again. I told her to be quiet again. Then she had to leave, and she got off the show. She came back a minute later with a huge great jug of bourbon and water. And I stood up, being a gentleman. She poured it straight over my head, and I just got a brand new suit on. And I didn't know what to say, so I said absolutely nothing. I was as if I forgot. And the audience all started clapping and saying it was on her side. I sat down and I said, the one extraordinary thing about women's lip is that they're so very unpredictable. And the audience then laughed the other way. I think that women's liberation I think that women's liberation is sometimes do extraordinary things. I don't think that in actual fact that it gives them much armament to their cause. I mean, the fact that I have been smothered in whiskey, and it is whiskey, I can taste it. Pays no cause to the lady. There are going to be a lot of people on this program that will laugh at that, and there will be several who will probably be quite indignant. I'm not indignant, because this is indicative of the bad manners of a lot of chauvinist ladies. Begin to listen to me, and they'll begin to take me seriously.
So you're finding all this confusing then?
Well, this is a bit why I needed help with the movie, like asking you two for what opinions or whatever, because it's a bit, I don't understand why this character does what she does. Right, when Oliver turns up in the helicopter, and we all know how she feels about, you know, Oliver and other ladies would do, wouldn't they?
Right.
That she does this all to the sudden.
So what's happening now? Who are all these people turning up?
Well, they're the rebels. They've had their fiesta, and obviously now they're all woken up. They're coming to help the rest of the team now. That's why they didn't all come together.
Alright.
But Oliver and his helicopter and his backup manages to kill most of the rebels. So, and they're being pinned down by a guy in a tower as well, with a great big massive Rambo gun, and he keeps them down at bay. So, you know, all the rebels may be turning up and that, but everyone's doomed.
That way is not good. It leads straight to the tower where that son of a bitch sniper is.
Can't go back. Nasty bird out there.
This way.
So there's a nasty bird out there, like that 1957's The Giant Claw then, is there?
What are you on about?
Well, it's like you confusing me when you were showing images of Michael Aspel being attacked by a great big giant kitten.
Well, that's what happened to him, and he was well known for interviewing Oliver Reed when he was drunk. That's why you had them images. So, why you got images of a great big giant bird in it?
Because Brian said there was a nasty bird out there.
He means the helicopter. Well, he could be sexist and thinking that some women are in the helicopter. Oh, that's just so bad.
We'll have to take the sniper. You say. Come on.
So you've got the demolition expert sliding about, killing the rest of the guys. Then she helps Ryan and the other female prisoner to kill the guy in the tower. And she easily does it, what she explains.
So, what's gonna happen now?
Well, she throws a grenade, disposes the guy from the tower, and then we're going to get some information about our awful,
There's something you gotta know, Ryan.
Say it fast.
Daphne worked for Thomas. She was like a killer.
How long have you known?
Doesn't matter.
Great. That means there's no way out of here.
So Ryan knows he's been double-crossed and there's no way off the island or some form of transport. So they ain't got no escape route, so they need to find something.
Luke, you and I'll stay with the old man. Play it safe. We're gonna get some wheels.
So you'll be thinking they're in a right predicament and a right dilemma until you see this happening. Everyone jumps out of the helicopter, set the pilot, and they have a big massive shoot up and all that lot with the rebels, and Oliver's hiding behind a pillar and everything's all like shooting and all that lot, and you're just seeing all the bloodshed and stuff, and yeah.
You're just rambling now, aren't you, and spoiling the movie.
Yeah, but the thing is though, the expensives that they're all trapped, and he's on about getting some wheels and all that lot, and then all of a sudden the pilot does something strange.
Like what?
So Ryan's got the strength to pull down the helicopter and climb in, and you know what, he can fly it as well.
Bleeding it. What I don't understand is why the pilot unfastened his seat belts.
Yeah, I'll tell you what makes me confused. You know that mute woman?
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, she can speak.
So she could speak all along then?
Well, it seems that she could do. Right, so we're on this subject with a god aerial stuntman hanging on the skid. Obviously, you know, the accident already happened and this is like the second helicopter. But I don't understand this bit where Ryan aims a gun at the pilot and does this. So you remember the director talking about Oliver Reed wanting an actual we on this scene? Well, this is it. You know, with his ex-girlfriend shooting at him, it does look like he is bursting for a wee. I mean, that might be some form of dedication of his acting. What? Bursting for a wee? Yeah, but he looks like he's genuinely getting shot by a gun, and I suppose, how would you look? Well, I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
You know what I mean by that, Mr. Brown? It's been real fun, but really, see ya.
So the cover on the movie is, when's that gonna happen?
Oh, you mean the snake coming out of the water and grabbing somebody with that gun? Looks like Oliver's gun a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's hinting that Oliver got his pee-pee out and started peeing all over the place. You can see how much of a wide berth the resistance gave him.
Don't worry, you're not getting it low, lady. Leaving you in good hands. This weapon is in your bed, Mr. Ryan. Mine and everybody else's.
So what happens now?
Well, this what
It'll
happened.
be that way. Because if you screw up, no matter what kind of bind you get me into, I'll get out. And fancy security guards or not, I'll pay you a little visit. Not to worry, Mr. Ryan. With any luck, you'll be back for my birthday, and we'll celebrate your success. And you'll collect the rest of your money.
So, do you remember that bit in the movie?
Well, yeah.
Well, obviously, you know, Mr. Thomas, right, because we don't know about his last name, but it's quite funny because, obviously, he's having a birthday party and he's invited Ryan to come to his birthday party.
birthday, Mr. Thomas.
What the hell? It's ended!
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how it ended. Anyhow, dedication to the poor stuntman what got killed in that movie.
Yeah, but what about the snake and stuff and all that lot?
Well, there's loads of stuff. I mean, the director's still got things to say about the end credits and the music of the movie as well.
And finally, the end theme, which is a tune sought after by film buffs, and they can't find it anywhere until today, that they have it as part of the bonus material in the Blu-ray. It is not a composition that anyone can claim credit for. It is a Greek folk tune. It's called in Greek Pote θα κάνει ξαστεριά. This is when will the sky clear? But it was so beautifully orchestrated by Jerry Grant that it became what Jerry's name signified. Grand, a grandiose end theme that to this day I'm happy that I picked it, I'm happy that I worked with Jerry Grant, and I'm happy for the ending of Hired to Kill. You see, I don't make message movies. I make entertaining movies, and if there are messages to be conveyed to the audience, let them be subliminal or even accidental. And in this case, the subliminal message that Hired to Kill conveys to audiences worldwide is that freedom is a value that you cannot exceed, you cannot substitute for, and you cannot possibly ignore. It's also something that you cannot have for free. Some people pay with their lives for freedom, and to those people, this movie that you're gonna watch is dedicated. I'm Nico Masarakis.
So that's how the movie ends, and that's it, the end of the credits, and well, farewell to everyone, because part 3's over, and yes, it is the end of this video as well.
You what? And you know snake?
It's the end of the movie.